stays there, Bobby.
Yes, that was an ill-timed pit stop for Emerson Fittipaldi right there in front of us, the red and white car. But what they feel on that is that they needed to adjust the car. They can gain more by being behind right now for later on the race. And they went far enough to still make it with 2 pit stops. That's important.
Al Unser Jr. moves down inside of Jimmy Vasser. Jimmy Vasser's teammate Brian Herta is out of the car. They pushed it behind the wall, so only one Chip Ganassi car left in the field as Al Unser Jr. watching Gildas Barron just ahead of him. And being very careful on this pass. We expect stops by most of the leaders shortly. Already we have seen Andre Ribeiro back into the pits once again, as well as Alessandro Zampedri for his routine stop.
Now, in case anybody is wondering, what is that electrical failure inside little Al's in his cockpit or on his dash going to do? It's really not going to do anything. What it is, he's going to lose his RPM. He doesn't care. He's going to drive it hard anyway. He's going to lose his oil pressure. He doesn't care if it goes bad. The engine's going to blow anyway. So he doesn't really have anything to worry about. The pits are going to tell him via the signboard what he needs. And otherwise, he's just going to have more time to watch and see where the road is.
Let's go to the pits and Jack.
And Bobby, the only concern that the crew has about that problem is pitting coming in and out. As you know, that's when you want to try and watch your speed because there's an 80-mile-an-hour speed limit. You can only go a maximum of 85. They have a chip on the dashboard to read that out. Al Jr. is going to be flying blind, and that's the only concern the team has with the dead dash.
Now, he'll just have to go a little bit slower right there because they can't stand the stop-and-go penalties. That just wrecks the race.
Going back to what you said, Bob, you remember about 10 years ago, the Ligier team in Formula One, when it came race day, they just removed all the instruments from the dash because they wanted the driver paying attention on the course itself. They left the tack in there, and that was it.
Even back in the old days at Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the roadster days, they took out all the instruments come race day. There was nothing but the throttle, the brake, and the clutch, and the steering wheel.
Luckily, at this track, the pit lane, of course, is very, very short, so the time little Al would lose is minimized.
Andre Ribeiro has now been officially withdrawn. The report is suspension problems that they could not repair on that car.
It's funny to see the Penske's again leading the race. Now we see Paul Tracy moving around Robbie Gordon. That's a very volatile mix there. 2 great young drivers, both 26 years old, really close together on the track.
Putting a lap on Gordon as he does so, though Gordon runs in 5th place. Only 4 cars now in contact on the leader lap. 61 laps complete.
Robbie Gordon is not handling good. The blue and white car just atop the screen right there, not handling good, falling back a little bit. But obviously, Walker has decided not to bring him in to adjust the car this early. He feels it just the opposite of what they did with Emmo. He feels he can survive better on the track and not lose as much.
Well, with Emerson, you know, that's a little bit of a repeat from the position that the Penske team took at Phoenix, where they waited for a yellow. They brought him in this time. They took control of the race from their point of view.
Well, remember, it looks bad right now for Emmo, but he's really not hurting bad because he can still make the stop in 2 races, or a race in 2 stops. And he's still going to get the same amount of gas mileage. That's going to change. There's Bobby in the pits.
Teo Fabi, he was running 4th. He's into the pits, Gary.
Taking a look at the Forsythe team in action now. Teo Fabi, a 5-time career winner with one of his best opportunities in recent years. Everything looks routine. No changes up on the front wing. Fueling complete. He's gone. 14+ seconds for Teo Fabi.
Gary, that's a terrific crew that was assembled for this year. Men from all different teams. They've got a real polyglot group of guys there, but they've got some Indy rings in that group, too. A good group of men.
64 laps for Al Unser Jr., car number 1, the leader of the race. 2nd place is Paul Tracy. 3rd place is Michael Andretti.
Here comes little Al.
Al making his turn down into the pits as the leader of the race. Paul Tracy, if he stays out, will assume the position. Here's Jack.
Well, no concern coming onto pit road because it's a short stop. The crew goes to work. They will change all 4 tires as expected and take on a full load of methanol fuel. Checking for debris, nowhere near the kind of debris that we had in Indianapolis. They engaged the clutch at 12.6, and now he has to be a little bit careful going down pit road not to exceed the speed limit.
It's very tough to say to yourself, am I going 80 miles an hour? It's so subjective.
Now, there was no pit adjustments, no adjustments to the car for little Al. That shows what we've been watching on the television. He can run any place on the track, up, high, low. He can do each turn differently. He can go in low, come out high, whatever he wants to do.
This is the third time that Paul Tracy has led this year. Remember that great run at Surfers Paradise, Australia, as now he comes up behind Eliseo Salazar,
who in turn had a great run at Indianapolis into fourth place. Salazar in the green and yellow car on the left there. Tracy on the right.
So Paul Tracy due to stop, and traditionally the Newman Haas team has been able to carry their pit stops the furthest of any other team. With the stops thus far, Michael Andretti has moved into second. Al Unser Jr. dropped back into third place with his stop, but he did remain on the leader lap. Off the leader lap in fourth place is Robbie Gordon and Jacques Villeneuve, who has not yet stopped. Neither one of those have.
Well,
Christian Fittipaldi.
Well, I think Villeneuve has actually carried his stops the very furthest of all. Don't you, Paul, throughout the season? He's the guy that's been able to make up a lap from time to time by staying out longer.
Now, something else that I've been noticing is a little bit different. Some of the fast cars are pitting earlier than we anticipated. The danger right now is the guys that are staying out there longer could gain back a lap, like on, for example, Little Al, Fabi, on like Emo for sure, if they had a yellow right now. But it's part of the gambling that you have to worry about. A yellow comes out, you lose a lap if you pit it too early.
This is why tactics, Bobby, are such an important part of the crew chief. Talking to their man on the radio and planning the race can often be as important a factor in the race as the driver even.
As we watch Paul Tracy as he continues to thread his way through traffic along the outside of Stefan Johansson, who is with a year-old car and not performing nearly as well as they had hoped. He had a crash during his warm-up practice before qualifying, or during the qualifying itself, and so as a result had to move to this older car. Paul Tracy, the leader. In fact, if you want to think about fuel, let's not forget the last mile oval at Nazareth, where Eddie Cheever carried it so very far. And in fact, had they given him a full load of fuel on his last stop, he probably would have carried it all the way to the finish on a single stop race.
The speed is so great here, so fast. The oval, the turns are so long that they're hardly ever off the gas. So the gas mileage isn't what you'd call real good here. It may be before this race is over that we have some fueling problems.
71 laps complete, 71 miles, green flag. Everyone except lap number 1, which was owing to a communications problem on the start. They have just been blistering up this track.
Hard to believe this race is 1/3 over already. It seems like it just began. Paul Tracy has blown hot and cold through the season. He is hot right now, just as he was in Australia many, many weeks ago.
Last lap, he turned at 146.2 miles an hour. Averaging right now 139.3. Let's look back and find second place, Michael Andretti. He's going to be almost 3/4 of a lap back.
Let's keep another thing in mind about Tracy now. He's not made his first pit stop. And so he's out in front with a light load of fuel, but he's got to make his. 2 stops he's going to have to make in the race, or at least that's what we think he's going to have to make. And he's not made his first one yet.
Michael Andretti from Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
Not yet stopping. Paul Tracy and Michael Andretti. The Newman Haas team. Al Unser Jr. in third place has stopped. Robbie Gordon, Jacques Villeneuve, Christian Fittipaldi, 4th, 5th, and 6th. They have not stopped. Teo Fabi in 7th has. Bobby Rahal in 8th has not. Emerson Fittipaldi in 9th has. And Bill DeFerrin in 10th has not. So we're very definitely out of the pit stop order here. Coming back up to the front of the field. Let's go to Paul Tracy, the leader of the race. He should be pitting on the next lap. Tracy, we watch for him to see if he moves down low. He does.
He's going to the pits.
So the leader of the race on the 75th lap, he'll actually log up the 76 as he comes into the pits, comes in for his stop. Let's go to Gary.
The man who was 3rd while driving for Team Penske here last year, now driving for Newman Haas. He won in Australia. He's been very effective in the traffic. They got excellent fuel mileage. There's no wing adjustments up front. Everything routine at the back. Terrific stop by the Newman Haas team. He's out of here. Michael should be in the next lap.
So Al Unser Jr. comes around. Michael Andretti picked up the lead, but Michael Andretti is due in shortly. Jack, let's get an update on several pit stops to come.
Well, Paul, Jacques Villeneuve is coming in for his service right now, but behind me, what almost was a major catastrophe unfolded just 1 lap ago. Christian Fittipaldi, teammate to Robbie Gordon. What happened was Christian came in, was in the middle of his stop. Robbie Gordon tried to pull in, was blocked by Christian Fittipaldi. As he came into the pit, he hit one of his own tires. He had to stop again. The jack went up, the car fell down, and they had a long pit stop of about 23 seconds. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
And a problem for Michael Andretti. The car is stalled. They have to back it up. He made the stop in 16 seconds. It wasn't quick. They had to make a change on the right front. Now he has the engine fired and he's rolling, but he lost a lot of time. And remember, it's under green.
Lightning strikes again at Michael Andretti, and so one of the crew members grimaced and turned away as they fired that engine, and the flame roared out of the back end. So Al Unser Jr. picks up the lead of the race. His stop 13 laps ago now beginning to pay off. Paul Tracy is second.
The IndyCar action rolls on. They roar into the streets of the Motor City for the ITT Automotive Detroit Grand Prix next Sunday on ABC Sports.
Back at the Miller Genuine Draft 200 as we show you the running order after 83 laps. Nothing has changed at the front of the field. Only 2 cars on the lead lap. Al Unser Jr. and Paul Tracy. Dale Fabi runs third. You look down through the rest of the order. Let's get a couple of updates. We'll go to the pits beginning with Gary Gerald.
Andre, we had a report that you had contact with Paul Tracy. Was that the case, and did that put you out of the race?
Well, we had a lot of problems. The car was very loose, and I think because of this, I almost lost the car on turn 3 and 4, and I had a light contact with him. After that, the car was used. Thank you, Andre. Thank you.
Andre Ribeiro. Let's get another update. Go a little further down the pit area, and Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, we've looked all around Team Penske's pit for Rick Mears. He's nowhere to be found. One of the things that Roger Penske has taken from his NASCAR background is trying to have a spotter, especially on a short oval. Well, look up in the balcony. The man with the radio on is Rick Mears. He was thrown off the roof by the IndyCar officials. He's got a ticket to the race. He's checking things out. But more importantly, he's serving as a spotter for Team Penske.
Well, you know, that is not an illegal thing. I don't know why they threw him off the roof, because there's no rules against this that I know of in kart racing. I think it's a good idea. And he can see around the track, and the idea is to forewarn any of his cars, like if there's a spin out, or give them instructions on what to do if there's something that they can't see.
You're right on board now with Danny Sullivan.
Sullivan, of course, finished 9th at Indianapolis last week. DeFerrin on the inside of him there, Sullivan on the outside. DeFerrin, a driver with a lot of potential this year, so far has not been able to record a good finish.
Today's not going to be one either. He runs in 20th place, 7 laps behind the lead.
I've been watching him, and he's having bad handling problems, having trouble in the turn, just not getting through there quick.
111 laps to go. We are still green flag in the time that it went green at lap number 2. Al Unser Jr. is the leader of the race. Paul Tracy in second, followed by Teo Fabi. We'll be back with more from Milwaukee. Back at the Miller Genuine Draft 200, nothing has changed at the top of the order. Al Unser Jr. is still the leader as we give you the full field rundown. But look, just ahead of Little Al, that's Emerson Fittipaldi, who's already 1 lap down, and Little Al is just about to put him 2 laps down.
Yeah, Paul, these cars, as everybody knows, Penske had a lot of problems in this in Indianapolis. He came here with different setups, different suspensions even, on different cars. Little Al is not the same as Emil. It isn't that they're trying to slow Emil down, it's just that they're trying to make these cars work again.
That number 1 on Little Al's car, of course, signifies that he is the defending champion, but he hasn't had a season like a defending champion. Running strongly so far in only 1 race, that was Long Beach. This is only the 2nd race that he's really been a factor, but there are so many races still coming up, 7 in the next 2 months, that if he gets back on a winning roll, he could yet defend his championship.
Approaching the halfway point, 98 miles now complete. We'll go to the pits again, Gary.
And as we near that halfway point, Jacques Villeneuve, who started 11th, is currently racing 6th. They started out with a big understeer. They thought the track was going to change dramatically early. It did not, so they've had to come back.